2025 Servus. Recording in progress. Welcome everyone to our 2025 Servus Calgary Marathon package pickup orientation session. My name is Roberta and I am one of your volunteer leads for this year. On this call, we have our other volunteer leads who I hope to introduce you to briefly. We also have Run Calgary staff on hand. We have Maureen McDonald and we have Emily Miles joining us. To our returning volunteers, we're absolutely thrilled to have you back. Thank you for joining us again. To any of our new volunteers, we wish you a very warm welcome and hope that you have a lot of fun with us this year. This presentation begins with some general pre-recorded messages about race weekend, and then we'll follow that up by some of our package pickup specific information that includes a few new details for this year. So if you're a returning volunteer, a couple of things may seem a little bit different. During the course of this presentation, we invite you to post your questions at any time into the chat box, and we'll respond to those as best we can. So keeping that in mind, let's go ahead and let's get started.
A big welcome to all volunteers attending the online orientation session. My name is Jill Petco. I'm the Operations Manager with Run Calgary, and I have the privilege of welcoming you to the 2025 Servus Calgary Marathon. On behalf of the entire Run Calgary team and its Board of Directors, we wish to thank you for choosing to share your time, your energy, and your expertise so that we can put on an event that is world-class for participants, spectators, honored guests, and other volunteers. We're going to review some general information that's applicable to all volunteer areas. We're going to talk about what's new in 2025, review volunteer expectations and code of conduct, discuss the event alert system, also called EAS, discuss emergency procedures, including medical and non-medical emergencies, review missing person procedures, discuss volunteer parking on Stampede Park, and discuss the volunteer check-in process. If at any time you have questions, you can contact Juanita Brandt, our volunteer coordinator, by sending an email to volunteer@calgarymarathon.com. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. So what's new in 2025? Well, to start, we've gone to 2 days of racing. So this means that our 5-kilometer race, 10-kilometer race, Kids Race number 1 and Diaper Dash are taking place on Saturday, May 24th, while the half marathon and full marathon races, along with Kids Race number 2, are taking place on Sunday, May 25th. Our start line has shifted further north on Stampede Trail, and this is to manage the City of Calgary construction and Stampede Park construction. So this in turn means that we have a new start route. So we will be exiting Stampede Park via 5A gate instead of the usual Stampede Trail northbound. We've added in a second kids race, so this means that an additional 750 little participants will be potentially taking part in their first race ever. We've introduced a green bib program, which means that participants choose to forego receiving a race shirt and finisher medal in exchange for a $10 donation being made on their behalf to the Great Expanded our calendar of race week events, and we have a record number of registration numbers expected. We are projecting to have over 18,000 participants racing with us on Saturday and Sunday. It's important to start by reviewing our volunteer code of conduct, which you agreed to when you signed your volunteer waiver at the time of volunteer registration. We uphold a friendly and respectable environment that reinforces socially responsible behavior. This means that we expect everyone to treat others with courtesy and respect. Discrimination or harassment is not acceptable, and everyone must stop or report any incidents of discrimination or harassment. If you see something, say something, and know that any report that you give will be treated confidentially. We are a community that cares deeply about health, wellness, and longevity, so let's do this right. If you're feeling unwell, please do not attend your volunteer shift. Contact your volunteer lead to advise them of your absence. We are a mask-friendly organization and support your choice, so please feel comfortable if you would like to wear a mask at your volunteer shift. Make sure you keep your hands clean at all times, as it's the best way to steer clear of germs. Run Calgary uses the standardized color-coded event alert system, also called EAS, to communicate the status of projected venue and course conditions to all participants, spectators, volunteers, and event staff. Status will be updated daily during race week on our website, and the link can be found on this slide. Please take the time to review the different levels and understand the impact that it has on the event. So let's talk about emergency procedures, first starting with potentially life-threatening injury. The first step is to call 911 or have someone else call if there are others nearby. Follow the directions of the EMS dispatcher. Provide basic life support if you are qualified to do so, focusing on the priorities of airway, breathing, and circulation. Secure the area. Do not let anyone near the person unless they are part of the 911 response system, Calgary Police Service, Servus Calgary Marathon Medical Team, or race staff. Prevent further injury. And on race day only, being Saturday, May 24th or Sunday, May 25th, you need to contact the Servus Calgary Marathon Medical Dispatcher at 403-354-4976. This is an updated number for 2025, so please be sure to update it in your phone. Again, that's 403-354-4976. Let the dispatcher know that you have a serious injury and tell them your Stampede Park location or your location on the race course, including the nearest kilometer marker. If there is someone nearby with a race radio, contact the medical team on channel 2. Do not broadcast any details on the radio. Only use the individual's bib number to identify them. And complete an incident report form, which can be obtained at an information tent at Stampede Park or in the aid station kit on course. Help determine exactly what happened and attempt to find witnesses for additional information. So let's talk about emergency procedures related to a non-life-threatening injury. On race day only, again Saturday, May 24 or Sunday, May 25, contact the Servus Calgary Marathon Medical Dispatcher at 403-354-4976 or via channel 2 if there is someone nearby with a race radio. The Servus Calgary Marathon Medical Dispatcher will send medics to your location for patient assessment, treatment, and/or transport. So now let's turn our attention to the missing persons procedure. The first scenario we'll discuss is a missing or lost child on Stampede Park or NMAX Park. You may be approached by a frantic parent or guardian who can't locate their child, and they're looking to you for help. Please note that we define a guardian as the parent, legal guardian, or most responsible adult for the child. The first step is to inform a race official and obtain assistance. If there are no race officials in the vicinity, please send someone to locate one immediately. This could be your volunteer area lead or another individual wearing a safety vest and radio. Stay with the guardian until the race official arrives. In the meantime, get the guardian's name and contact information so that we can reach them if needed. If the guardian is reunited with their child while waiting for a race official to arrive, immediately inform that race official that this has happened when they do come to your location. Ensure all involved guardians do not leave until contact with Calgary Stampede security is made. And most importantly, complete an incident report form, which can be obtained at an information tent. The next missing person scenario we'll discuss is a found child. In this case, the guardian is missing. Stay with and comfort the child. Get down to their level and reassure them that we are there to help them. Stay where you are and scan for a frantic guardian. Reunite if successful. Importantly, obtain the name and phone number of the guardian so that we can follow up if necessary. If unsuccessful, inform a race official and obtain assistance. If there are no race officials in the vicinity, send someone to locate one immediately. This could be your volunteer area lead or someone wearing a safety vest and radio. Stay where you are with the child until the race official arrives. They will come to you. If the child is reunited with their guardian while waiting for a race official, immediately inform that race official when they do arrive that this has happened. And most importantly, complete an incident report form, which can be obtained at the information tent, including the name and phone number of the guardian. The last scenario we'll discuss for missing person procedure is that of a missing adult. To manage the situation, please direct the concerned party to the closest information tent, in the start zone or in the festival zone. If you're needing additional assistance, please inform a race official and have them contact Forward Command. Again, a race official can be your volunteer area lead or someone in a safety vest wearing a radio. Please note, this is especially important if the missing adult has special needs or concerning medical condition. If you're not sure how to handle the situation, find a race official and ask for assistance. Now let's turn our attention to volunteer parking. Volunteer parking will be in the infield parking lot on Thursday, May 22nd, Friday, May 23rd, Saturday, May 24th, and Sunday, May 25th. For Thursday only, you will be required to enter in your assigned Park Plus code into a Park Plus machine. Park Plus machines are located in the infield parking lot and throughout Stampede Park. You cannot use a Park Plus app to enter in this code. For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you must print and display a volunteer parking pass on your vehicle's dashboard. If you happen to forget your parking pass, you can ask for one when checking in for your volunteer shift. Please note that if you are not displaying a volunteer parking pass and have not entered a code into the Park Plus machine or paid for parking, you will most likely be ticketed. To access the infield parking lot, you will enter from 25th Avenue Southeast at Nat Christie Gate at the top of the hill. You're going to pass through the parking booths and follow the signs to drive through the vehicle tunnel and park in the infield parking lot. And you will exit the infield parking lot via the stairwell onto the tarmac. The route for accessing the infield parking lot can be seen by the... For individuals that are volunteering on Stampede Park or NMAX Park, there are 2 locations where you can check in for your volunteer shift depending on your day of volunteering. The Volunteer Center is located in 30X at the south end of GMC Stadium. Meals, snacks, and refreshments will be available at this location. It will be open Thursday from 8:45 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday from 8:45 to 8 p.m., Saturday from 5:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is the only check-in location for those who are volunteering on Thursday and Friday, and it will be the best check-in location for those arriving by transit, biking to Stampede Park, or walking on Saturday and Sunday. We will also have a volunteer satellite check-in tent located in the infield parking lot. It will be open on Saturday from 5:45 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. and Sunday from 5:15 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. This will be the best check-in location for those who are parking on-site in the infield parking lot for their Saturday or Sunday shift. There are a couple of other important volunteer resources to make note of. Our volunteer hospitality tent is located in NMAX Park across from the red gazebo and presentation stage. It will have limited snacks and refreshments available, and it will be open during festival space hours. So on Saturday, this will be from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., and on Sunday, it'll be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Please note that volunteer hospitality tent hours are subject to change. We also invite you to visit the Volunteer Hub, linked in this slide, to answer your frequently asked questions. You can also reference the Volunteer Handbook for more volunteer information, and it will also be available on the Volunteer Hub. Race start times and projected numbers are shown below. On Saturday, May 24th, The A6 Runkeeper 10-kilometer race will start at 7:30 a.m. with 5,000 participants projected. The Good Life Fitness 5-kilometer race will start at 9:15 a.m. and we're projecting 3,400 participants. The We Wild Ones Kids Race number 1 will start at 10:30 a.m. with 750 little participants. And the We Wild Ones Diaper Dash will start at 11:30 a.m. with 80 of our tiniest participants. Sunday, May 25th, we'll have our Centaur Subaru Half Marathon and our Servus Calgary Full Marathon, both starting at 7 a.m. The half marathon is projected to have 6,000 participants, while the full marathon is projected to have 2,500 participants. And finally, the We Wild Ones Kids Race number 2 will start at 9:30 a.m. with another 750 little participants. It's going to be a very busy race week leading up to race weekend. Just take a look at the schedule. There will be a cheer sign making taking place at the Coal Garden as part of their Crafty Mondays on Monday, May 19th, starting at 7 p.m. Tuesday, May 20th, starting at 6 p.m., there will be a 5-kilometer shakeout run with Run Calgary and Oakberry, Kensington. Starting at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, May 21st, there will be a documentary watch party at the Plaza Theatre for Go On, Be Brave, and an opportunity to meet Andrea Peet. On Thursday, May 22nd at 7 p.m., we're hosting a first-timers dinner and run talk with Olympian Trevor Hoffbauer. And on Friday, May 23rd, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Package Pickup and Runners Expo will be taking place at GMC Stadium. The Elite Briefing will be taking place at 4 p.m. in the briefing room at GMC Stadium. And at 7 p.m., there will be a pace party and shakeout run hosted by Alexi Pappas and the 2025 pace team starting in GMC Stadium courtyard. On Saturday, May 24th, things start to get busy. At 6:30 a.m., our bag check and bike lockup will open. At 7:30 a.m., our 10-kilometer race will start, with the start line closing at 7:40 a.m. From 7:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., the post-race festival will be open in NMAX Park. At 9:15 a.m., our 5-kilometer race will start, with the start line closing at 9:25 a.m. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Day 2 of Package Pickup and Runners Expo will be taking place at GMC Stadium. 10:30 a.m. is Kids Race number 1 start. 11:30 a.m. will be the Diaper Dash start. And at 12 p.m., our bag check and bike lockup will close. For Sunday, May 25th, at 6 a.m., our bag check and bike lockup will open. At 7 a.m., our half marathon and full marathon will start, with the start line closing at 7:10 a.m. From 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., the post-race festival will be open in NMAX Park. 9:30 a.m. will be the start of our Kids Race number 2. At 2 p.m., our bag check and bike lockup will close. And at 5 p.m., it's the after party at Coal Garden. If you have any questions, you can visit the Volunteer Hub linked in the slide to answer frequently asked questions, ask your volunteer area lead, or contact Juanita Brandt, Run Calgary Volunteer Coordinator, by email at volunteer@calgarymarathon.com. Now it's time to learn more about your upcoming volunteer shift.
Thank you, everyone. This is Roberta speaking. Are there any questions from that first set of slides?
Just to note, Roberta, that there's been a few questions that I was answering as we went, so maybe have people can look through the slides, or I don't know if they're not answered at the end, we can maybe go through some questions and maybe say them out loud so we answer them for everybody, just in case everybody has the same questions and missed the chat.
Okay. I can see the chat here in my screen, so let's just address that really quickly. Folks are asking about the parking code and the parking pass. We'll ask for your patience on that one as it hasn't been sent out just yet. So keep an eye on your email as well as on the Volunteer Hub, and it should be available hopefully sometime next week before your shift start. So let's get started with your package pickup information. I wanted to provide a quick little introduction to your 4 package pickup leads this year. The top left-hand corner, we have Amita. She is a returning volunteer lead. If you volunteered before with package pickup, you may recognize her from previous years. The top right, we have Carissa. She's joining us as a new package pickup lead. The bottom left is Greg, also joining us as a new package pickup lead. And he's giving you a little wave from his camera there. And then bottom right is myself, Roberta. So I'm also a new package pickup lead. And the four of us together hope to give you a really great volunteer experience. We wanted to start with you and your comfort. So here is a list of items that we are recommending that you wear or bring for your shift. The first is going to be a very comfortable pair of shoes. Please no flip-flops. Ensure that your shoes are enclosed. No visible toes, please. You will be standing probably for most of your shift, although we do have some chairs available, and we want to make sure that you are comfortable. Here's an image of the volunteer shirt you will expect to receive. You will pick this up at the start of your shift, and we'll ask you to put that on straight away, along with your volunteer credential that you'll receive. Please bring a refillable water bottle. As well, if you have some dietary restrictions, we're suggesting that you consider bringing some personal snacks or maybe even a light meal. There will be snacks and refreshments provided, but the vegetarian and vegan options may be limited. So if you need something specific, please be sure to bring that. We will have access to a fridge, I believe, but not a microwave. So plan ahead in advance. If you'd like to bring a small purse or a bag for your personal effects, that's absolutely allowed. Just note, please no large backpacks or duffel bags as storage space will be limited. You can either keep these bags on your person if it's a small sling bag, for example, or you can place it underneath the table in the space where you will be working. As we mentioned, if you have the Thursday shift, you will need to be prepared with the parking code, which you will receive next week. If you have a shift on Friday or Saturday, this will be the printed parking pass that you will display on your dash when you park. That too will be sent out by email and available on the Volunteer Hub. If you're not parking, please be sure to bring fare for the bus or the C train. Volunteers will have to pay for Calgary Transit access this year. And if you're biking, please be sure to bring a lock for your bike, as you won't be able to bring it and store it inside the building. This slide may look a bit busy, but we wanted to give you a nice overview of what GNC Stadium layout will look like at Stampede Park. So thanks to Run Calgary for preparing this slide. I've indicated a couple of key points on here for you, so let's review those quickly. At the top of the slide, you can see with our little compass there is an entrance marked with a blue arrow. If you're arriving by C train or by bike, you're most likely to come in this west main entrance. This is also the entrance where our runners will be coming to pick up their bibs and to access the Run Expo. When you come for your shift, please follow around to the right-hand side, where you will find in the lower left-hand corner the Volunteer Center. This is one of your 2 check-in points for Saturday and Sunday. And this is where we have asked to meet you before your shift to be able to provide you with some pre-shift last-minute instructions. Runners, when they come, the flow of the building is designed to be a one-way directional flow. So runners will come in, they'll stop by and see us at our first location, the bib pickup area. This is where we will be set up with tables, handing out bibs to our runners. Runners will then follow through the Run Calgary merch area and follow through some of the expo vendors to find our t-shirt pickup area on the far right-hand side. You'll see there's another blue directional arrow on the right-hand side of the screen. This is where you will be entering if you are parking in the infield parking lot. You will come in from this direction. Please follow all the way down and we will meet you in the Volunteer Center before your shift. Runners, after they pick up their t-shirts, will continue through the rest of the expo and then exit at the top of the building on the west-hand side, near to where they came in. So just know for us, the key points are we will have two areas where our activity will be centered, the bib pickup area and the t-shirt pickup area, and then we'll be anchored with the volunteer center. If you're joining us for the Thursday shift, this is package pickup setup. Some of the key tasks that we'll be working on include laying out the room, setting up or arranging tables, and placing signage, so everything will be ready first thing Friday morning. We will be going through and sorting the race bibs and the bag check tags. To let you know what they look like, I've included some images at the bottom of the screen here. So all 4 bibs are shown for adults, the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, and the full marathon. Those small rectangular bag check tags you can see at the bottom there, you might notice that they will have numbers on them. So the participant bib and bag check tag will have matching numbers. So if you were a volunteer with us last year, where we were giving out those concert wristband type labels, we don't have to do that this year. The bag check tags are all ready to go. We just have to ensure that we get them to our runners. On Thursday, we'll also set up our tables with additional supplies, such as pens, paper, and the very necessary safety pins for all of our racers to secure their bibs. We'll spend some time organizing our group bib pickups. And for anyone who doesn't know, this is perhaps a group of runners where they will designate one person to come and pick up on behalf of the group. In our t-shirt area, we will also unload and organize all of our race t-shirts and sort them by race distance, fit, and size. With the t-shirts, I've included an image here of what they're going to look like. So all of our t-shirts will look the same. Here is an image of the front and the common image of the back. On Friday and Saturday, this is when things get really exciting because this is when we welcome our runners to the expo. Bib pickup is a really fun place to volunteer because it's often the first place where runners will encounter a volunteer. So your enthusiasm and your positive energy will set off their race experience on a really great foot. In this area, we'll help organize lines for pickup and for the solutions in case any runners have any questions that we at Bib Pickup can't answer. We can send them over to the solutions desk, which is right next to us, a perfect adjacency for some help if we should need it. When handing out bibs, we'll be sure to give our runners the bib, the matching bag check tag, and their safety pins to secure their bibs. When runners continue through to the t-shirt station, they will receive shirts. Everyone will receive a shirt except for those participating in the green bib program. This station may be a little tricky and will require some detail attention. As I mentioned, all of our t-shirts will look the same. We will have different fits, so we will have a unisex or more boxy fit. We will have a women's fit, which is a little bit more fitted and tapered at the waist. We will also have youth styles. All of the necklines will be the same. The crew neck or rounded neck will be common to all shirt styles. And as you can see, the only difference, it's a bit small, will be the indication of the race distance on the front of the chest, along with the Calgary Marathon logo. So volunteers working in this area will have to pay close attention to race distance, fit, and size. Also on Saturday, at the end of the day, our volunteers will be responsible for teardown and cleanup. So if we're well organized, this shouldn't take too long at all. To provide you a bit of a visual, because it may sound confusing at first, and please not to worry, we'll provide you all of these information details again right before your shift. To show you the different registration options, here's the breakdown. For the regular registration option, these will be runners participating on race day. We will provide them with a personalized bib as long as they registered before May the 11th. Their bib will have a timing chip to record their race time. We will provide them with their matching bag check tag. They will also receive a technical t-shirt, and at the finish line, they will receive their race medal. The green bib option means that our runners are participating on race day. They will receive their personalized bib with their timing chip. We will give them their bag check tag. But for green participants, they will not be receiving a t-shirt and they will not be receiving a medal at the finish line. Our virtual runners will be running on their own time and not participating on race day. We will still provide them with a personalized bib, but this one will not have a timing chip. They will not get a recorded time for any race they choose to run on their own time. They too will receive a technical t-shirt, and we at Bib Pickup will provide them with their medal in advance, so they're ready to celebrate when they run the race on their own time. To show you clearly the difference between the regular bibs and the green bibs, I've laid out all examples here for you. On the left-hand side, you can see all regular bibs for the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, and the full marathon. The bibs on the right-hand side are the representative of the green bib program. As you can see, they have the added green stripe on the left-hand side of the bib. That is going to be the distinction between the regular bibs and the green bibs. For the kids' races, this is a bit different compared to the adult races. They will have 2 days of racing on Saturday, May 24th, and on Sunday, May 25th. The bibs will look the same for races on both days. For the kids' races, it will be very important for the volunteers at this station to educate the parents on what the 2 bibs are for. We provide 2 bibs so that we can match the parent or guardian with the child. If the parent or guardian wishes to run the race with their little one while wearing the bib, they absolutely can. If the wee one runs on their own, we will then use the parental or guardian bib to match with the child at the finish line to ensure that we have the right little racer with the right adult. Kids will get a technical t-shirt as well and a medal at the finish line to help celebrate their achievement. I find it's always a good idea to provide racers with some tips for how best to apply their bibs. Some racers like to attach their bibs to the back of their person, but they must be visible on the front for race officials to know that that racer does indeed belong on the race course. Please remind our racers to fill out the medical information and the consent on the back of the bib. This is important if an emergency situation should occur. It's especially important to have the parents' contact information on the back of the kids' bibs. If they happen to get separated, we have an easy way of rejoining them. Also remind our runners that the timing chip, so the strip of plastic on the back of the bib, may not work effectively if it's bent or damaged. So if a runner is tempted to put the bib in their pocket, encourage them to keep that plastic strip straight. We also provide 4 bibs to pin all 4 corners of the bib. We like all 4 corners to be secure so that no one loses their bib during the race. And just a quick summary, we want to thank you so very much for volunteering with us. We can't wait to meet you all, and we're really excited, and we hope you are too. A few reminders though, please be sure to be on time for your shift. So this actually means aiming to be there 10 to 15 minutes early. The site is quite big, so if you need to park or you need to use transit, it's possible you'll take some time walking to where you need to be. There may also be a lineup when you check in for your shift, so some extra time is needed there too. We'll ask you to put on your volunteer shirt, and then before you get started for your shift, we'll provide you with a brief education session, or a briefing, I guess, a brief briefing for detailed instructions so you can be prepared with everything you need to know for your shift. Don't worry about not remembering everything from this presentation. However, you can visit it again on the Volunteer Hub when the recording gets posted. Along with the Volunteer Hub, please do visit it often, as lots more information will be posted there coming up to race day, including your parking code and your parking pass. A good reminder that when we volunteer with Run Calgary, we're representative of the organization, and we want to make sure that we represent Run Calgary accordingly. So although we will all bring our phones, for example, during your volunteer shift is not the time to be texting, making calls. We really want to make sure that we're focused on each other and focused on our runners to give them the best experience we can. And if for any reason you need to cancel your shift, we understand that life happens. Please go ahead and do so through your volunteer profile link, which leads you to your volunteer local profile. And you can always email us at packagepickup@calgarymarathon.com. So we, as your volunteer leads, Alita, Carissa, Greg, and Roberta, myself, we thank you so much for your attention for this presentation. And we'll take a look to see if we have any questions in the chat that we can answer.
Roberta, do you want me to go through some of them just because I've been answering them so you don't have to try and read through?
Sure, thanks, Maureen. That would be very
Yeah,
helpful.
Here, I'll turn my camera on so everyone can see me. Hi everyone. Most of you probably know me already because I've been around package pickup for a good 10 years now. So couple, 2 or 3 as a volunteer, and now as 8 almost with as a staff member. Anyways, I'm the one who have been answering all your questions in the chat. Some good questions came up about bikes. Yes, you can bike. The Nashville North tent, we will have bike racks will be set up there for Thursday. There won't be anybody in the tent on a regular basis on Thursday. So please remember to bring a lock. Friday and Saturday, there will be people there, obviously, during the bag check hours. They don't necessarily monitor the bike racks, but they are, at the bag check area. So they're a bit safer there on the Friday, Saturday when the bag check volunteers are around. So that's not an issue. There was some questions about taking the C train. The best place to get off is at Earlton. If you are taking the C train, that's the closest place to the GMC Stadium. And just a reminder to everyone that Saturday morning, if you have a Saturday morning shift, it's going to be very busy because the expo and our races kind of overlap. The races will have gone out by the time the expo opens, but there will be lots of people and participants lingering around. Most likely when you arrive, because the 5K, if a lot of people walk the 5K, they're not going to be finishing until about 10:15, 10:30. We've accommodated for that on the shift sign up. I don't know if Roberta mentioned, I think that everybody, in their package pickup email, we send them an email to sign up for a shift for in the sign up Genius, just to sort of control traffic. And we don't check that, but it's just a way to sort of control the flow of traffic. And we make the numbers much smaller at the beginning because everyone is very eager to come in. So we try to hold back the crowds for the first hour to get us sort of going. And we did that as well on Saturday morning when we knew there would be a lot of people around, participants and stuff. So just be prepared if you're coming Saturday morning that it's going to be a bit busier than normal. And you will just need to find the security guards to let you in and just remind them that you are a volunteer. You may just need to show him or her your volunteer email just to confirm, because there will be participants that will want to get into the building, possibly to use the washrooms because they're used to that. And the washrooms will not be available to participants until the expo opens. And there's some questions coming through. Parking pass for Friday and Saturday is up on the volunteer hub. I included that in we just got that. So we've added that to the volunteer hub. I included the link on the chat, and you can also, if you go to the volunteer section, click on volunteer hub and then just go up into the right-hand corner under volunteer resources. You will find that parking pass there as well as the parking maps. And I think an interactive map. There's quite a bit of information there. We'll keep adding information as we go. Let's see, what else do we have here? The absolute last day to register. Oh, Matthew, you're going to register and volunteer. You can register right up until Saturday afternoon for a Sunday event and Friday afternoon for a Saturday event, as long as we still have space. So you can come register on Friday. Parking code, yes, it will be emailed just to the Thursday after or Thursday evening shifts, because those are the only people that will need that parking code. And when we get that from the Stampede, that will get emailed out to everyone. Washrooms, yes, there's washrooms in the GMC Stadium where you can go and change into your volunteer shirt. Not a problem. You'll have access. There's lots of washrooms. We're on the main floor of where they do the chuck wagon races and the grandstand show during Stampede. If anyone's been there, that's where we are for the expo. Are the races sold out? The races are not sold out, but we are very close to a lot of them. We think we might be good for this weekend, so we'll be able to sell some more registrations on the weekend, and we won't have the panic of being sold out and people trying to get in. We're hoping. So yeah, we're all the races are close to 90 to 95% sold out. This is our record year with over 16,000 so far, probably going to be over 17,000 by next weekend. So it's a record year for us. Anyone else have any questions that you want to put into the chat? Roberta, do you have anything else to add?
Thanks, Maureen, for all of that additional information. Just thanks again for tuning into this orientation session. You know, it's an exciting time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We didn't want to overwhelm you with too many details today, so certainly more information will be coming when we provide you that pre-shift briefing.
Okay, I've had a few more questions come in about people picking up, who are participating on Saturday. It would be best if you pick up your packages on Friday. You can pick them up at your volunteer shift. That's not a problem if you're volunteering Friday. Runners switching events. Yes, runners, anybody who is transferring or wants to switch from virtual to in person or vice versa, or they want to transfer their distance, we're asking them to pick up their original bib first and then come to the solutions desk where we will do all the transfers. Volunteering at package pickup. Do we need to sign up for? You don't need to sign up for pickup slots if you are volunteering at package pickup to pick up your packages. You can just get them when you're there. That's not a problem. Yeah, lots of questions about when to pick up package for if you're running on Saturday. So that's not a problem if you're volunteering on Friday to get your package on Friday, and no need to sign up for one of the Sign Up Genius shifts. We have new shirts. Jeff asked about using a formal volunteer blue shirt. We have new shirts, so we'd like everybody in the same shirt. So you'll get a new shirt. So no need to bring your old blue shirt. It's a little bit different this year. So we just want to have everybody in the same shirts. Check the volunteer link. Did you say there is a volunteer. Do you want me to? I can add the parking pass again because it's probably buried deep in this chat. Let me just go grab the volunteer parking pass again. I can add it. Give me 2 seconds here and I'll get the link for you. Okay. There's the link for the parking pass. Oh, somebody already just sent it. There we go. Yes, it's same shirt for as Mother's Day. That's a good point, Emily, that if you volunteered at Mother's Day, then you don't need another shirt. You can bring that shirt. Volunteered. Yes. But if you want another shirt, you're welcome to have another shirt if you volunteered at Mother's Day, because we have accounted for more shirts for the marathon. So you're welcome to take another one or just bring the one that you got at Mother's Day. Okay. Any more questions? I hope I answered everything. Feel free to email Roberta or myself if you have any other questions. So something else, if we're volunteering and picking up for ourselves, can we pick up for our family as well? Yes, that's not a problem. Just we ask that you do that on a break. Like, don't do it if it's busy, obviously. There'll be, a few breaks in the day, or when you go for your break, that would be a perfect time for you to go pick up your packages, and any friends and family that are running or walking with you, that's not a problem. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Roberta, Greg, Carissa, and Alita for being our strong leading committee for the package pickup. Myself and Emily will be at the expo pretty much all weekend. So we look forward to seeing you all and can't say how much we appreciate you enough because we couldn't do this without all of our amazing volunteers. So let's get ready to have some fun next week.